Hello and welcome. My name is Tom Shima. Over the course of 2026, I'm playing the game Persona 3 Reload. Only I'm trying something a little different. I'm going to match the pace of the game. That's right, I'm playing this game one real day at a time. Please enjoy this different take on the game in a series I'm calling Persona a Day. Hello and welcome. My name is Tom Shima, and today is Sunday, May 31st. So as I like to do, I'm going to start off by talking about what we did yesterday. Let's just make sure we're all coming into today with the same information. Then we'll get to today's gameplay and see where that goes. After that, we'll come back here to the desk and talk about it a little bit more. And for any of you watching on YouTube, I will have timestamps available in the description in case you want to jump to a specific section. I also do want to warn everyone that since this is a full playthrough of the game, there will be spoilers. So please be aware of that before we get into things. Okay, so let's start off then by looking at what happened yesterday, Saturday, May 30th. We headed to school in the morning, and rather than starting right off with class, I overheard some rumors about a strange incident that occurred the night prior. Apparently, sometime overnight, a girl from a neighboring class was found unconscious in front of the school gate. She was taken to the hospital, and seems fine other than the fact that she's still unconscious. Nobody has any details on any of that, so of course, the world being what it is, that's when rumors start spreading. And all the students were trying to come up with what could have possibly happened. Nobody had anything concrete to go off of. Nobody even really knew who the person was that was found unconscious. Some speculated it could be apathy syndrome, but nobody really knew anything specific. The school day itself kind of seemed to take a back seat to those goings-on. And after school, I kind of talked through with some other students just to kind of get the lay of the land and see what the topics of rumor were. Again, nothing concrete came up, so nobody really knows at this point. But after talking to as many people as I could and figuring out what I could, I ended up meeting up with Chihiro for the day. It had been a while since I'd had any time to spend with her, and it was good to catch up with her again. She had asked for some help with her math homework, and so we went to the library to study. We talked a little bit while we were there, and as we did, there was a couple studying nearby that, well, they told us to shut up while we were talking, but then after that, they headed off because the boy in the couple wanted a kiss from his girlfriend. He said that would motivate his studying a little bit more. And she agreed, so they went off to do that, and Chihiro was just appalled by the thought. She couldn't believe someone would do something like that in the school library. And her usual meek self kind of it flipped a switch, and she was very motivated and very, very persistently adamant that this was not to be allowed. She wasn't stuttering, she wasn't cautious, she was saying to me, we need to talk to the student council president about this. We need to talk about this at a meeting. This can't be allowed to happen. This is not proper school behavior. She had it all figured out. She had an entire game plan of what she wanted to do. We all kind of talked and thought that perhaps maybe there was a bit of an overreaction there, but as passionate as she seemed, I didn't want to downplay that or get in her way or step on her toes. And I just promised that if she does take this to the student council, I would be on her side and support her as best I could. However that, may be. We don't really know yet, but I'm on her side for it. And she appreciated having that support, and we were able to get a little closer and raise the Justice social link rank to rank 3. So after that, we parted ways, and I headed back to the dorm. They were still talking about the rumors from this morning, because, again, no new information. And Yukari kind of had heard some things that suggested maybe it's even more than just some unknown medical thing. Maybe there's something supernatural involved. Perhaps, ghosts or something. And she was kind of, I think, half trying to convince herself and saying stuff like, oh, yeah, right. It couldn't possibly be ghosts, right? I'm sure it's not that. But you could just tell that it was in her head now, and that didn't seem like a topic she was overly fond of. And so she said that she doesn't want to go out tonight. She's not going to head to Tartarus for nothing ghost-related, just because she didn't want to go. Upstairs, she and Junpei were talking, and he said, oh, yeah, you don't have anything to worry about with ghosts. Just think instead if somebody was in your room, if they snuck into your closet or under your bed. And she was already on edge, and that just pushed her even further. And she was not happy to have those images conjured up in the late hours of the day, so I'm not sure she got a very good night of sleep. But we didn't go to Tartarus. Mitsuru was also unavailable. She was focusing on training her Persona's detection abilities up in the command room. So we had to come up with some other plans for last night. It was a Friday night. No, it was a Saturday night. It was a Saturday night, and I wanted to go out and just do something a little fun. We couldn't go to Tartarus anyway, but I wanted to do something to make it feel like a good special day. And as I was out kind of just walking around without a real destination in mind, we passed by a wild duck. And we hadn't been in there in quite a while. We went with Maiko sometime last week, possibly, maybe even a week before that. It would have been before the exams, even if it was before then, but it wasn't recent anyway. And the last time we went by ourselves was probably a month ago now. So it'd been so long since we'd been there that seemed like a good change of pace. Some good food in a different place. And even more interesting is they were running a Big Eater challenge since it was the weekend. I hadn't participated in one of those yet, but I'd also remember that was one of Elizabeth's requests. So that was just extra perfect. I wanted to get something good to eat. This helped fulfill one of Elizabeth's requests, and it was something fun to do. So we went there and we tried out the Big Eater challenge. And there was a plate that was just overflowing with burgers. I don't know how many there actually were. I think I counted something like 14. We gave it our all. We ate as best we could, but we were not able to overcome that much food. I think at one point it said every bite was just becoming pain because every burger that was eaten never made the pile look like it was getting any smaller. So, a little bit of a challenge, maybe not quite the relaxing fun that was originally thought about, but definitely a unique experience, and hopefully one he can look back on and see as more fun than the challenge that was in the moment. And just by virtue of attempting the challenge, we were able to increase our courage a little bit. I'm sure facing down that much food would take a little bit of courage. So we made a little bit of progress there. It wasn't enough to level anything up, but we haven't raised our courage much in a while, so it was nice to kind of do something a little different in that regard too. But feeling quite full, I made my way back to the dorm, and that was when I got to bed to finish off Saturday. So that catches us up on everything we did yesterday. Let's get into today's gameplay and see where we go from there. I'll take us over there. Okay. So here's where we left off at the end of that Big Eater challenge. We just gained a couple points of courage. We're still ordinary, but we've taken some steps. And that's that pile of food that we obviously couldn't power through ourselves. Maybe someday, but yesterday wasn't our day. And so that was where the day ended. I bet that was a rough walk back to the dorm after eating all that, but we made it back, we got to sleep, and that brings us into Sunday the 31st. Starting the day off nice and early with a call. I've got a few messages. Okay, we've got both Yuko and Chihiro getting a hold of us early in the morning. Yuko, guess who's bored? No school and no track practice? Guess that means we gotta go somewhere fun. Let's hang out. And Chihiro, sorry to bother you. Hello, it's Fushimi. Would you like to go somewhere together? Sorry for the short notice. If you have some time and are interested, please let me know before the end of the afternoon. Thank you. A very proper text. I'm not going to instantly go along with either of them, but it's nice to already have some options as soon as the day starts. We'll keep our eyes open and see what things are around to do. Yeah, and there's no school today. So yeah, just nice to get to another day off as well, to have that time to breathe and just relax a little bit. And that's a good reminder too, it is almost time for the home shopping show. Let's start off with our messages. We've already read a couple of them. Yes, it is Sunday as well, so yes, Maya is online. I've said it before, but she's a harder one to get a hold of to spend some time with, so on these Sundays, I really kind of do like to spend time with her. I'm still kind of thinking that now that I see her available. Come on, Tatsu! Let's go, Tatsu! And an ad from Wakatsu. Healthy brain food. Are you eating well? Keeping a well-balanced diet nourishes your brain, which in turn can improve your studies. We prepare great food with all our hearts, just for you. Remember, a healthy brain stems from healthy food. Wakatsu's got your back. Get today's game saved as well. Last day of the month, too. It is May 31st today. Wild to think. And let's also take a look and see how people spent their day. A couple people, 2% of people headed off to daily life activities like working at the theater, but everyone else went social links. I'm also looking down there at Tartarus again. I was a little confused yesterday when everyone's average level. I could swear, I still haven't actually double checked it, but I could swear that it was at 20 a couple days ago, but it showed down to 18 yesterday. So now that it's back up to 19, it's just a little bit more confusion for me, but especially since we weren't able to go to Tartarus last night. I can't think anybody would have leveled up in that time, but who knows? Either way, we're close. I think we're at level 18. But let's start off with that home shopping show. We've actually got 61,000 yen this time. Last couple we haven't had the chance to buy anything just because I didn't have enough money, but we'll see what's available this week. An irritatingly catchy song comes from the speakers. I don't think it's irritatingly catchy, I just think it's catchy. Hope you do too, because we're going to hear it more and more this playthrough.
It's Amazing Commodities!
Hello everyone! Welcome to the home shopping show, Tanaka's Amazing Commodities. I'm your host, Tanaka, with a live presentation of my amazing commodities. We'll show you great products at unbeatable prices, so don't touch that dial because you won't want to miss these.
I'm going to do it!
Today we're introducing the Healthy Lifestyle Set. Want to show off how much healthier you are than everyone else around you? Then do we have just the thing for you.
Good.
First up we have the Health Sandals. Stay healthy from your head to your toes wearing these. Oh my goodness, it's wonderful. But wait, there's more.
Not bad, kid.
We'll throw in this. Diet food, too. Guess how many? 4. All this for just 3,980 yen. This is a special limited product available today only. You heard right, today only. Should I buy the Health Sandal set for 3,980 yen? Yeah, I think I really do want that. I was talking about updating everybody's footwear at tomorrow's sale at Officer Kurosawa's. And even regular price, they're 6,000 yen per pair. On sale, it's probably comparable to this. I don't have any stats for what the Health Sandals would provide, and they won't be delivered for a few days, but yeah, I do think I want to buy this. I was already in the market for footwear. This could save us a little bit of money tomorrow. So I bought the Health Sandal set for 3,980 yen.
Thanks, kid.
Next time, we'll be introducing a designer brand set. Don't miss it. That's it for today. We're all sold out. Sorry, folks.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you next Sunday, same time, same channel. The shopping program is over. Nice. I feel good about that purchase. Always nice to make a purchase and, already feel that good thought. It is kind of like making a real purchase as well, because I have to wait a few days for it to be shipped and delivered, so I've got that anticipation of, okay, I've got this new pair of sandals coming, I can't wait. So let's, as we do, stretch our legs a bit, see who's around, what's going on, decide what decision we end up with. Wonder if Yukari had a good night after the thought of ghosts and intruders and things. The girl they found was one of those girls I overheard talking about bullying someone. That's true, I didn't talk about that in our recap, but she had thought that potentially the girl that was found in front of the gate yesterday was one she had seen the day prior, kind of gloating to another about bullying someone. It's probably unrelated, though. Right, Shima-kun? It seems like quite the coincidence, but I got distracted by seeing the Let's Ask the Ace Detective, because Junpei declared himself to be an ace detective, and he was going to solve the case. I mean, there's a lot of people in a school, and just because she saw the student doing something the day prior doesn't necessarily mean they're connected. Doesn't mean they're not. But it is potentially kind of a stretch. Although it is quite the coincidence. But think of all the students she saw in the day that didn't have anything happen, so... If you're looking for correlations to things and trying to make them, then it's easier to make them. I don't know, there's a big part of me that wants to bring up Junpei, but she always kind of seems a little on edge around him. Not in a mean or a bad way, just in a very direct kind of way with him. They like each other in a good friend standpoint, but that doesn't mean she likes all of his antics sometimes. I think she actually called him an ace defective or something. So yeah, we'll just say, yeah, this was probably a coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm just thinking too much. I mean, her intuition has also been pretty good, so if she thinks that, maybe there is something to be said for it. Interesting to see Mitsuru back here. Don't find her behind the desk very often. Maybe she's using the shared computer for something. We bought a lot of software so far, so maybe she made use of some of it.
Honestly.
This incident is quite troubling. As the student council president, I need to do something. Though it doesn't help that I have no idea what's really going on. I was just thinking that too. It's like, how do you react to something when you've got no details on what happened or why or how to prevent it from happening again? It's a daunting task. I don't envy her for having to face it. But if she needs my help, that's why I joined the student council. And more than that, we're also friends, I like to think. Maybe that's a little presumptuous at this point, but we've been together for a couple months almost now. Akihiko is diligently maintaining his gloves again.
By the way,
If you're looking for Mitsuru, she's in the back of the reception area. Okay. I wondered what she was doing. Apparently she's uploading the dorm's records or something to the school server. She's got to do it every so often. I can't believe all the responsibility she has that I'm not even aware of. I can only wonder just how much else she does and how busy her life is. It's amazing she can do everything she can. In game, I've thought that my life is busy, but I don't think it holds a candle to all the things Mitsuru does. I know it's her job, but still, she's really got a lot on her plate. Well, that's also good to know. I mean, the more help we can give her, she's got a lot going on, so one fewer burden is probably huge. We'll see what's on TV this morning as well. On the next episode of Phoenix Ranger Featherman R. Episode 15, High School Combat. Sing your heart out, Feather Swan. On to today's news. We just missed the Phoenix Rangers and it was on to the news. Who cares about the news compared to the Phoenix Ranger program? We always seem to just miss it, don't we? Let's spin around here for a second. I don't know, I've said it every Sunday, but I really do like spending time with Maya, since we don't have a lot of time to play the online game. I have also kind of pictured our protagonist here as something of a gamer, so I think he likes playing an online game. Kind of a win-win in that regard. Both Yuko and Chihiro did reach out to us this morning wanting to spend some time together, and we did spend some time with both of them earlier in the week. Not to say that that's a reason to not spend time with them today, but just from a who we spent time with sort of thing. Let's stop by let's head out, like I said, take that little walk. But I want to head over to the mall because we've got that request to report to Elizabeth for attempting the Big Eater Challenge last night. That gives us a destination. There's also a social link available at the Station Strip Mall. That's probably the elderly couple. I can't think of who else it would be. But it's on the way, so let's walk over there. Yep, looks like it is Bookworms. There's Junpei. How you doing today, Junpei?
By the way,
Those two old ladies were talking about that case. Some people got hurt, Or some people got hurt. So word is going to get out all over town about this one. Yeah, rumors never stay contained, do they? Okay, not a whole lot to see up here, but we're getting our cardio in for the day as we run up and down these stairs. It's a very crowded street. It's hard to navigate around all these people. It looks like not a lot different going on over here. Just more people going about their day. I wonder what the weather is like there. I was just thinking, my character looks like he might be kind of overdressed for these conditions, but I don't exactly know what the weather's like. We're on the last day of May, so summer's right around the corner. I know I'd be overdressed if I were dressed like that. Let's head around this way. We'll take the train down to Port Island Station. And we can just kind of work our way back up. We could work at Screenshot, but I'd rather do something with a social link today. And while we're here, of course, we have to say hi to the Weak Cat. Weak Cat, hello and mew. Cat's buddies are still here. Other cats still hanging out over there. All's right in the world on the outskirts of the station. Onward to the Bologna Mall. And I always head towards Game Parade first, so we'll mix it up today. We've got a couple to eavesdrop on here, a couple of housewives talking. Did you hear that, what was it? The apathy syndrome. There was a victim at Gekkoukan High. He was friends with my son's senpai. A victim in your own neighborhood? Oh my. I guess we can't say it's none of our business now. My son's teacher's relative's son's calligraphy teacher caught apathy syndrome too. Oh no. Son's teacher's relative's son's calligraphy teacher. That's basically the person related to you. Not that I'm trying to make light of people with apathy syndrome, but just that fun justification of why they are able to care now. Officer Kurosawa, hello. Thank you for supporting us.
What'll it be?
Yeah, we've
What are you looking
ordered that pair of sandals, but I also want to look at some leather boots. Tomorrow, probably. We're still wearing high-tech sandals. But this would take us all the way up to 35 evasion from 26. But if I can save some money on that, I don't see why I wouldn't. So we'll wait till
Everything
tomorrow.
stocked here is through my personal connections. Whatever you get, and however you use it, just be careful.
I will.
All done here? Be seeing ya.
I might also consider buying a weapon for myself, depending on how much money I have. I've held off on that mainly because I haven't especially needed it since I use my persona's attacks more than my own, but if my physical attacks are more capable, then that just opens up one more avenue to pursue. Elizabeth, how was the day?
Marvelous.
I can sense the power growing within you stems from the bonds you have forged and nurtured. Here, it may not be much, but this is my gift to you. Please accept it. 2 more Twilight fragments.
I'm looking forward to it.
I still cannot foresee the limits of your potential. I look forward to witnessing you grow even further. How may I assist you? It was nice to get those couple Twilight fragments there. We ended up using quite a few, it felt like, in our last climb up Tartarus. So to restock a few there's nice and handy. Let's
Here
take a
are
look at
my
the requests. Oh. I guess, yeah, this wasn't a participation trophy. This was an actual I needed to succeed at the Big Eater Challenge. So, not this time, but we'll keep working on it. I'm still happy that we got the courage bonus from attempting it. It was something different. And now I guess that's even more motivation, too, to train for it. Okay. Nope, that's
Very
all I
well.
had. But let's say hi to Igor while we're here. I don't know what tonight will bring, if we'll end up in Tartarus or not, so we'll stop in and say hi to him now on the off chance we don't make it back.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
I just wanted to say hi, hope you're doing well, hope Sunday is treating you right, and again to just continue to thank you for the support. Actually, while I'm here, if I spend time with Maya, I want to make sure I've got a hermit social link persona with me.
Please choose the
I do.
personas.
I've got
you
Justice
would
if it's
like to
Chihiro.
use.
I don't have strength. We just saw Yuko the other day, and I still am leaning towards spending time with Maya, since that time is more limited.
We look forward to your next visit.
With my inventory of personas already full as well, I'd have to do some shuffling and fusing to make space for a strength. So I think that kind of just helps narrow that decision down for me. I don't see myself heading to spend time with Yuko today. Not that we need that persona with us to do it, but it helps. And if I can get more points, I'll try to. Like I said, also, I'm not trying to min-max the playthrough or anything, but if I can be smart about it, I'll try to be smart about it. We stopped here yesterday to pick up some medicine, so we don't obviously need any more today. It was on sale yesterday, so it was the best time, but another one of our regulars to check in with, say hi, and thank him for his
You
support.
got everything you need?
I think I'm all set.
Thanks.
And we'll pop into Game Parade on our way out. Gotta see what games are playing today. Yep, as we were coming up to this, I was going to say, I think it's just the ones that focus on the different persona stats today. Strength, agility, and magic from the different games Punch Boxer, Real Wheel Racer, and Edgar's House of Fortunes. I haven't done any of those because I'm going to be changing out personas quite a lot, so building their strength, their individual stats, it's not a bad thing, but it's not an especially useful thing until I've got one that I plan to use a little bit more long term. At least in my assessment of the game. I could be totally off base there. If I am, feel free to talk it out in the comments and discuss that amongst yourselves. And I guess, obligatory reminder, please also be conscious of trying not to spoil things. You've been doing great so far, and I want to thank you so much for that as well. But as I said, I'm thinking we're going to try to look to spend time with Maya again today, so we'll just work our way back. Stop here and see. No Maiko. A nice bit of nature, a break from the hustle and bustle of it all. Just kind of see the tree in the background this time. I always run over to the tree and stare at it, but this vista I think is pretty nice as well. So we'll just take a couple deep breaths here and enjoy just not being in the middle of it all. Okay. Hopefully that was relaxing for all of you as well. And I did my deep breaths, but I wasn't going to be that guy. Yeah, no. Yeah. You didn't need to hear me deep breathing into the microphone. But let's head back to the dorm before that gets any weirder. Yep, and this is how we're going to choose to spend our time. We're not wasting our time. It's, we're not just playing games. We're interacting with a friend of ours in a game we like to play on a day off where we can relax and do something fun. And I finally remembered, there's been so many times recently where I've thought about, I want to go into the social link and catch everybody up on exactly where we left off. I've been forgetting that. So thankfully today was not that day. That was the online games. We're already ranked 4. That's nice. So yes, Maya is a friend from the game Innocent Sin Online. Her avatar is a woman garbed in red. And the most recent time we spent with her, the description the game gives us, is Maya complained about how her parents are nagging her to get married. I let her continue to vent about her situation until she felt better. Yep, actually what I did is I kind of suggested that our characters get married. And she kind of laughed at that thought, and thinking that, we the players would be getting married. And she's like, oh, how forward of you, Tatsuya. We haven't even met before, and you're talking about marriage. And that just, lightened the mood, and we were able to enjoy our game without thinking as much about the real world side of it all. No. And I guess for anybody that's wondering, her character's name is Maya, and my character's name is Tatsuya. So that's why I'm referring to the character that way. I'm still Tom Shima, but in-game, I'm Tatsuya. It's a bit of a reference for those in the know, but I'll let you do that research. But that's how I want to continue our day. So let's get the game saved. I think I just did, but we did it again anyway, so time for some gaming. The chat box is blinking. Looks like Maya wants to play Innocent Sin Online with me. I've got that hermit persona Naga with me, so that'll help. So yeah, let's enjoy that MMORPG. I'm in Shinagawa Dungeon. I see Maya. Whoa, did you just get here? We signed on at the same time. I'm going to say it probably every time I interact with Maya as well, and today's going to be no different. Her dialogue is perfectly written for something you'd be reading in a text chat. But for whatever reason, my brain just always stumbles when I try to turn that into spoken word. So bear with me as I trip over my own tongue even more than normal. The weather's nice today, huh? Let's go outside. In-game, duh. Tresto. A fun little reference there. I'll leave it at that. But they're leaving the dungeon to go outside. And that nice little detail, as she cast that ability, the game scene actually changed to an outside, some sort of exterior. Which makes sense from a gameplay standpoint, but from just one of those background details that I love to call attention to. They didn't need to change that. The screen could be, flipping through all sorts of different scenes, but it actually lines up with what just happened in their game, so it's a good little detail. It makes it feel that much more real. Shinagawa. A gray-colored sky stretches as far as the eye can see. A barren wasteland lies before Tatsuya and Maya. Maya is stretching. For an apocalypse, the air sure is nice out here. Yeah, right. It's just a game. We should go level or something. I'm so lazy, IRL Tatsu. I haven't even gotten dressed or put on makeup. Maya stands at attention. Arg! She mashes the keyboard and produces a string of letters, and then continues to type more actual words. I'm so pissed off right now. Mr. E is such a stupid S-O-B. There we are again, words that my brain... Mr. E is such a stupid S-O-B. Some of these, the questions, I have an instant answer when they come up. But... other times, it's like I kind of can make a case for and against a lot of them. Like, that was kind of kind of a reaction. So, she was drinking one time. She seemed a little more, I don't know, comprehensive, aware of things, I guess. She didn't just jump to angry when she was drunk last time. So I'm not sure that she's drunk again. And I do believe she meant SOB, even though she wrote it in a unique way. And there was a part of me that, my first knee-jerk reaction was to ask, who's Mr. E? But she's obviously mad at that person, so asking her who Mr. E is might make that even more of a problem. I mean, if it, causes her to think more about Mr. E, mystery. I don't know. And also at the same time, if I were to say, do you mean SOB? Then it's kind of like I'm correcting her. And nobody really likes to be, I'm sure you actually meant to say this, but you said that. Let me fix that for you. No, nobody likes people like that. Maybe in the review where we talked about what we did last time, she vented about her parents. Maybe this is just giving her that chance to vent to me about things that she can't talk to other people about. So rather than call her out for being drunk or correcting her, maybe I'll just let her say as much or as little as she wants about who this Mr. E is. Who's Mr. E? Tatsuya, you know too much now. Uh-oh. I shouldn't have mentioned his name, huh? Well, yeah, I wasn't entirely sure. That could have been anything. I mean, like, I'd stopped mid-sentence as I was reading it, Mr. E, or, the word mystery in my head. It's like, was Maya being, creative there and doing a fun way to obscure the identity of a person while still giving it a personalized title, basically. But apparently, maybe I overthought that. I shouldn't have mentioned his name. Huh? Ha 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 ha. Doesn't get me busted, Kay. Maya seems happy. Well, however it worked out, at least she seems happy. Maya's looking around. There aren't that many players anymore. Most of them left for that new MMO, COW. There were a lot of dupers and gold farmers, but still. It is kind of sad when you've got a game that you played for a long time that you really like, and you're still around, but everybody else has moved on to other things. But that's also, I think, kind of part of the charm of the fleeting nature of an MMO. It's like the times where it is big and popular, you can look back on those and remember. It's like, even in places like this deserted area, there's probably been all sorts of big things that happened there. Maybe it was some endgame zone at one point where everybody hung out and chatted and crafted and did all these things. And you take the good with the bad, too, talking about all the dupers and the gold farmers. I'm sure those are a problem in every game still. So you take the good with the bad, but those all still contribute to those memories. It's good, though, because it lets us talk about personal things, right? Something to be said, yeah, for not being super crowded. Maya is a shy girl, See, Mr. E is a teacher who's kind of above me. Interesting. She's never mentioned anything specific about work. She's only just mentioned that she's been busy with work before. Oh no, you can't figure out what my job is, can you? Ooh. I mean, I'm sure she's not a drunken master, but from that meta standpoint of the references they're making with the character names and the setting, I don't know if she wants me to stay in character since she's kind of talking about IRL stuff. That's tough. Would she appreciate it more if I said, well, Maya's a reporter, right? Which, again, that wink to the audience sort of thing, for those that know. Or is she, testing me to see if I'm paying attention? Because if she actually is a teacher, maybe that's one of those, can you read between the lines and infer? Even though the lines were very boldly drawn, and it's kind of hard to miss them. I don't know. And I've said before, too, that I'm not doing this with any sort of guides or walkthroughs, so whatever choice I make here, it's mine to make. And the consequences that come with it are also mine. in a normal playthrough, there's always a best answer to make, which gets you the most progress, and there's a worst answer, which can set you back in all sorts of ways. I don't think any of these have a lot of potential to probably set us back, but I also just want to answer correctly in the moment as the character would to Maya. I don't know, I've done well keeping it light before, but there's also that part of me that thinks that she's also aware enough of herself and her surroundings that this might be kind of her way to get that little bit closer and say, oops, I accidentally told you, guess I have to talk about my job in more detail now. So maybe this allows me to kind of open that door to talk a little bit more about it. Or it's the exact opposite, and I call her out for being a teacher, and then that's like, oh, he actually did figure it out. Man, that sucks. So it's a conundrum like it always is. I'm not going to agonize over it too much here with you guys. We've got to pick something. I'm just thinking, too, if this were an actual online game and she, type this question back to us. Oh, no, you can't figure out what my job is, can you? And then the character just stands silently for 5 minutes. She's like, did you get disconnected? What's going on? I'm gonna try to use this as a gateway to talk about things that she'll be able to keep in better context with me if I can confirm that she's a teacher or not. Yeah. Are you a teacher? Yeah, you're smart. I knew you'd figure it out. All right, well, she's not instantly put off by me knowing that. You get an A+ for reading comprehension today, LOL. I read LOL out loud. Anyway. Maya seems happy. Okay, that's a good follow-up. She's not panicking. She didn't instantly log out. Well, now you know I'm a teacher. Hey, I just figured something out. When I complain to you, I feel better afterwards. From now on, we have to party up together, okay? Promise. Nice. This is exactly the outcome I was hoping for as we were talking it out there. There was the part of me that thought about keeping it light and deflecting it off, but I was really hoping that she would kind of take it into that trust range rather than the perpetually kept at arm's length sort of thing. I mean, if I can just be talked to and she feels better, that to me is perfect. We've already been enjoying our time together talking. So if she can feel better while we do all that, it's just even more of a win for both of us. So it seems like Maya feels more comfortable talking to me about real life. I feel like we're growing closer. That would be quite a huge step as well, to take away some of that anonymity that the online game provides, and kind of just give that look at the actual person behind the avatar. And that's another thing I really like about this Hermit, social link especially. I've talked about it before, too, the fact that she's an online game, so sometimes you might see that as not so much of a person and just a character, but it's that fun thought that there are real people behind the character. And, those interactions still do matter just as much as a face-to-face talk and a face-to-face interaction or meeting. So I think the game has done a great job so far and continues to do a great job with this social link story. But with that, we made progress to rank 5 with the Hermit. Very nice. I'm so pumped. I think I'll clean the bathroom. It's been 2 months. I believe in you, Maya. You can do it. Yep. And there again. Before it even fully said so in the text box there, I could see her avatar disappear from the screen in front of me. And it says, Maya's player signed off. It's, again, that detail it didn't need to show us, but I noticed it and I appreciated it being there. Nope. And there she signed back on. Don't tell anyone about the SOB stuff, Kay. It's our little secret. I've just noticed a lot of my social links want me to keep secrets. But I'm okay with that. That means they trust me. Maya's player signed off. I decided to log out as well. Well, hopefully that was a fun afternoon for the both of them. Again, just nice to have that break from the weekly, everyday obligations as well.
Yeah.
Other nice things, too. I've said it before, but when I spend Sunday on the game, I come from upstairs rather than in the front door. And I like that there's a specific call-out to that today from Akihiko. Were you in your room all this time? maybe defensively I see that as a little bit judgy, but I'm sure that's just my interpretation that's incorrectly seeing it. I think it was more just, oh, you were upstairs all day, right? Rather than like, oh, you were in your room all day? You spending your whole day on that computer again? That's not how Akihiko would be. I think it was just that observation. Right, Junpei? Damn, rumors spread fast, especially this one. Everyone at school knows about it, and soon everyone in town will too. That is how things like that go. Wow, Mitsuru is still working on those uploads. I hope she hasn't been having to do that all Sunday. I just realized we're hanging around down here. Let's get cleaned up for the evening. I wonder if we'll think about the plants growing on the roof again, or if there's some other thing that's on our mind. We've still got those tomatoes to harvest in about a week on 6/4. That'll be here before we know it. And let's also take a look. No messages, okay. At how everyone spent their time then. Alright. 2% of people spent time with a social link I haven't met yet. 4% went back to Tartarus. And everybody else did daily life activities. How close? How are our levels looking? I mean, we're all level 18. Experience to the next level. 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,100, and 700. So we're not especially close to leveling up again. People were at average level 19. We did a lot of time in Tartarus this week. Well, let's even confirm. Can everybody even go to Tartarus tonight?
All right.
Okay, everyone could go. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, 57,454 yen. So for the sale tomorrow, I can already afford some things from Officer Kurosawa. I don't know, it's a day off, it's a Sunday, we're coming into the start of a new week. I think it might be more beneficial to do something hopefully relaxing. Facing dangerous shadows doesn't seem super high on my priority list. The fact that we've already reached a border floor as well. If we still had some exploration to do to get to floors that we haven't seen yet, I'd be a lot more motivated to go there tonight. But since we can't actually climb any further, we would just be going back and fighting the same shadows that we've already fought. Which wouldn't be bad, because we do need the levels and the resources that come from that. But as I've been saying too, we need so many things that there's a lot of different choices pulling us in a lot of different directions. Let's head out. We'll start over here at the mall. As far as our social stats go, we recently raised our academics after exam week. We were talking about getting some more charm because we met a gentleman in a suit here at the mall one evening that wants somebody charming to help him out, but we're not charming enough for that yet. And we got a few points of courage the other day. That was nice to do again. And the idea of doing something for charm doesn't sound too bad. Likewise with courage. We haven't been up to Mandragora in a while for the karaoke. I think that raises our courage. Yes, yeah, we had what other options? There weren't any games because those were all Persona related. 2 nights of Wild Duck in a row sounds a little repetitive potentially. A side note on Wild Duck here as well. I've always kind of wondered, maybe you guys can settle the debate in the comments, but you can see the sign up there. We've got Wild Duck Burger. 2 words, Wild Duck and Burger. But if I go into the quests and the Big Eater challenge, okay, I guess I'm wrong. I really thought that it said it as Wild Duck. The word Wild Duck was 2 words when I read it earlier. I must have misread that. So I guess cancel that call to settle the debate. Seems like it's already been settled. Wild Duck is 1 word. Never mind. That was easy. We sorted that out pretty quick. But again, since we were there yesterday, I don't really feel the need to go back. It wasn't that long ago we were at the ramen place. We haven't done Okatsu in a while, but that's more academics. Not that we can't use more academics. I don't know, there was a part of me that even thought about the shared computer again. The only software we have for social stats would be Courage. Yeah, or we could look at one of these muscle or mindful boot camps. We haven't checked either of those out yet. It also feels potentially odd that Mitsuru, well, not odd, but, you know, like we might be in the way if we go back and Mitsuru's doing things over in the area back there and we just decide to set up right in front of her. Like, do you mind if I play Type and Ghoul while you do actual work? I don't know. There is also this part of me, like, from a gamer standpoint, that kind of likes to see this list dwindling down. The fact that we've used all these different software packages as well. There's this that kind of bit of a completion idea. It's like, if we were to pick another one up tonight and use it, that would be one less to have to come back to later. It has been a while since we've done anything with Courage, and I did kind of feel good about doing that yesterday. You know what? Why don't we pick up Type and Ghoul? Maybe we won't be in Mitsuru's way. Kind of make the entire Sunday, you know, spent on a computer in some capacity, since we did the online game earlier. But yeah, let's buy it.
Come again.
I like to think there's like 3 different pieces of software here that my character's been staring at as this, you know, as the person working there is just watching him stare at these 3 and, you know, read the back of each case over and over again. I saw him. I think I might have already talked to him, but I've been giving him a voice every time, so let's make sure. So yes, we are seeing more apathy syndrome people around. Like that stellar presentation I was able to deliver right there. We've seen stuff on the news about that. We've heard people talking about seeing more, so they are definitely on the rise again. We're already outside. Let's do a couple more steps before we make our way back to another computer. I know we talked to that apathy syndrome victim over there, so I'm not going to subject you guys to that again. We'll stop into Club Escapade. Actually, while we're here, I will take a look at the shady dealer in back that sells links to websites and things. I don't know if he's got anything, a suspicious man, that he's got anything that would be of use to us, but a link to a forum and a link to a site. Nah, I still think getting a little more Courage is probably our better choice for computer usage. Looks like all the couples are still up here. Yep. They're enjoying their company. They don't need me to be involved with it. And yeah, we had actually been here now that I think about it, because I talked about stopping at Mandragora back there. To look that much more indecisive, let's now make our way back to the dorm. Just wanted to ride the train a few more times. I don't think there's anything new on the TV since we watched it earlier. The news is on right now. It's kind of wild since the news was coming on as we were finishing the program this morning, too. Kind of feels like a lot like modern TV, that it feels like it's news all the time anymore. Maybe it just feels like that to me because it doesn't really hold a lot of interest to me, and I don't really want to watch it, so. It still feels a little weird, you know, since she's standing right here, and we knew that she was working on stuff with the computer. It's like, do you mind if I play this new software while your uploads are uploading? Just wanted to chat.
Honestly.
Okay, yeah, she's still troubled by that, too. I guess if I'm in her way, I like to think that I'll at least ask her permission before we do anything. And if the game lets us do it, then I'll know I'm not in her way. Is that justification, or does that sound like logic? Either way, let's try it. I'm going to play Type and Ghoul to try to defeat zombies through typing and work on my courage. And that's how I'm going to plan to spend my Sunday evening. It's a day of different computer activities. Oh. Maybe this is in the way. You want to use the computer? Oh, okay. I love that the game addressed this. I really did think that. I wondered if I was going to be in the way. Hopefully she's actually done, and it wasn't one of those, oh yeah, I was just finishing, and she quickly closes all the things and figures she'll have to come back downstairs after dark now to work on it. But okay, if she's actually done, that will be good. Yeah, maybe whatever upload she was doing just hit 100% at that point, and she was able to finish all her work, and hopefully she can go do something fun now. We're playing Type and Ghoul tonight. It looks like a game where you take down zombies by typing. How many of you remember those old typing games like that, where it's some action type game or a platformer, but the whole premise is dealing with typing and learning to type quickly and properly? They seemed like they were everywhere back in the day. Maybe they still are, but again, it's not something I'm in the market for. But it just seemed like everywhere you looked, there were all those branded licensed properties trying to sell typing games for the longest time. So this time we're taking down zombies by typing. The zombies are explaining the rules very kindly to me. I don't feel like they're the enemy. I decimated the zombies that patiently provided me with a helpful tutorial. I love the writing in this game. Every one of the bits of software, they've had just these weird, quirky things. This is no different. And not just the software, but I'm thinking about those specifically right now. But just this line on screen right now. I decimated the zombies that patiently provided me with a helpful tutorial. That's kind of gaming, isn't it? I feel like I obtained unwavering mental strength from this. Alright, a couple more points of courage. It was really a courage-focused weekend this weekend. We got a couple points yesterday from the Big Eater Challenge that we didn't quite succeed. No, we didn't succeed. There was no quite about it. We did not succeed. We failed. But we gained some courage there. We gained some courage tonight by decimating the tutorial zombies. And that will help us in our Tartarus exploration as well, I'd like to think. I mean, we don't know what we're coming up against, so a little bit of courage on our side is going to be useful in not fleeing in the face of danger. But it's gotten late. I should head back to my room. All right. We'll head back to the desk and let's talk about some stuff. I'll take us back. Okay, so here we are. On that final screen there, it was kind of wild to see the day changing over and transitioning into a whole new month starting tomorrow. Weird to think we're at the end of May. But at that point, we are back at the desk, and that is, in fact, the end of Sunday, May 31st. And it was another good day. It was a Sunday, it was a day off from school, and it was just a nice day to relax. We started out with those couple texts from people wanting to spend some time with us. It's always kind of rough for me, too, to get those invites from people and then to turn them down, because I like to be a people pleaser. I don't want them to reach out to me and then feel upset that I don't take up their invite. I'm sure they don't, but, they reached out to me. So there's just that little bit of my head that lets it linger in there a bit. But I do think we spent the time in a good way today. We got out, we saw the sights as we do. We weren't just in a room the whole day, though we were inside and on computers for most of the day. We made our way back to the dorm after seeing some people and taking our walk, and spent some time with Maya in the Innocent Sin Online game. It was another good day for that, a day off. We could just spend the day enjoying a game in each other's company, and we learned that she's a teacher. She was lamenting about someone she works with, and it came to light that her profession outside of the game is a teacher. So we learned a little bit more about her, and she seemed happy throughout the whole thing. I was concerned that this was going to be an unwelcome revelation for her, and that she wanted to just kind of keep the game as the game and separate the real-life side from the in-game side. But thankfully, she was happy to have someone to talk to. That was really what I was hoping for as we were making the decisions, and that I wanted to be able to talk to her and just be that person she can talk to if she wants. I don't want to pry or dig information that she doesn't want to talk about, but if there's something I can do to support her, I'm just better able to now. So she did seem happy that we learned those things, and we got a little closer as a social link. That took us all the way up to rank 5 with the Hermit social link, which is our furthest along so far. It was probably another really quick-seeming day of that, but it was the entire afternoon of some online gaming. That brought us to the evening. I'd considered Tartarus just because I was waffling back and forth on that like I had been. Everybody was available, but it was a Sunday, it was a day off, and it just kind of seemed like we're going to treat it as a day off. We had a couple days in Tartarus earlier this week, and we couldn't advance any further tonight if we went anyway, so it would have just been for training, which wouldn't have been bad, but wasn't especially necessary. So I decided to focus on the social skill side of things again tonight. That brought me to pick up some new software at the Net Cafe and bring home Type-N-Ghoul to use on the shared computer. Thankfully, Mitsuru had just finished her computer work when we got back, and we were able to make use of the shared computer for the evening. We played Type-N-Ghoul, a game about typing and zombies, and in the process, we increased our courage a couple points. So over the entire weekend, we gained a lot of points of courage. Not enough to level us up any, but enough to feel good about making a good solid effort on something. It wasn't an especially long day, but I think we filled it with enough things to do that were fun, that as we come into a new week tomorrow, we'll hopefully be feeling good about being able to get into things and really buckle down on the things that need to get done. So with that, we have reached the end of Sunday, May 31st. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you being here. My name is Tom Shima, and I stream this Persona A Day series live every day at 12:30 Eastern Time. Anytime you want to come watch live, I will be here. I also upload each day's playthrough to YouTube, so if you miss a day or want to catch up on any previous day, I've got a full playlist there. So I just hope you all have a fantastic Sunday the 31st. Hopefully you can get up to something fun today, take it easy and relax, and start strong tomorrow on whatever needs to be done. I have been Tom Shima. I'm so happy you were here today, and I hope to see you again. Thanks, and goodbye. With that, we've reached the end of the day. Please look forward to next time to see where the game goes from here. This journey is being streamed live on my Twitch channel if you'd like to be there in person for the experience. Links and schedule details can be found in the description. I'll keep uploading each day's session to this channel so you can keep watching here. Once again, I'm Tom Shima. Thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you again as I continue the series, Persona A Day. What will tomorrow bring?